Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today we are talking about this knife again right here. This is the Carbon Knives Buckhorn, manufactured by Katuo. Now, we're going to be talking about this model, not exactly this knife, but things get really good and much more affordable when it comes to this knife, because now we have a budget option for this bad boy here, which it has easily become one of my favorite knives of the entire year. Now this here is a much more premium version, coming in at $275 with titanium and S35 VN. But now we have this guy right here, the Katuo knives, or the Carbon Knives Buckhorn Aluminum edition. And this is brilliant in so many ways of what Katuo's doing here. There's going to be a lot of similarities and a lot of differences, but at the end of the day, I think what they've done here is something that everyone in the knife community is going to love, and hopefully this is a trend that catches on, because I would definitely like to see more of this. So what we have here is two versions of the Buckhorn. Same size, same in terms of length and measurements from just an overall length and, blade length standpoint, stuff like that. It's the same. 8.54 inches overall length with a 3.66 inch blade. You have the same fit and finish, because on this premium version here, you have amazing contoured handles, not only contoured in terms of, roundness this way, but also 3D contouring in terms of when you look at it from the front, it swells up both sides. It is an incredible feel in hand, this knife. It's very thin. It's just very, very precise. Absolutely amazing milling on this handle. And that stays the same on this model. You see that same milling, same everything. The big difference in terms of measurements with this knife is the thickness, because that leads us to the other big difference being the locks. So the premium version is a frame lock, and to where the budget version is an inset liner lock, as you can see here. Now what that does is it does change the thickness of the handle. We're looking at 591 thousandths on the budget aluminum version versus 511 thousandths on the titanium version. So that is definitely the most important thing to note about in terms of the difference of these knives and how they feel in hand. But I gotta say, they both feel great, and I'm kind of at a loss of how to describe it, because this just feels thinner in hand. I love the way this knife feels, but to be totally honest, I think I do enjoy the thickness of this handle better. I honestly do. I do. I like that. I am a very big fan of this 591 thousandths. I'm measuring that right here at the swell, right where at the thickest point, basically without the clip. So really, really, really nice feel in hand. Obviously, there's a big difference in price here. That's the most noticeable and enjoyable difference in terms of these two knives. $275 for the premium version, which, don't get me wrong, I think is a great value. I really do think $275 is a great value for this knife based on the level of execution, fit and finish, quality, milling. I do think it's a very strong value for $275. But then this guy right here, $150. $150 for this. It's absolutely insane what Katuo did here, and it's such a good idea. Like I said, I really, really hope this carries on with not just Katuo, but with other knife companies. I hope people are taking note, because I don't think it's going to hurt the sale of either one of these knives. People who wanted the more premium stuff, they bought it. They didn't wait. People who couldn't afford that, they couldn't buy them. But then when this came out, there's a big difference of being able to afford a $275 knife versus a $150 knife. That's a $125 difference. I mean, that's a whole other knife. That's a whole other nice knife. So really, really love the concept that Katuo took with this. Obviously, there's a big material difference as well. We're looking at aluminum for the handle, which is pretty easy to tell due to the actual name. They do specify aluminum in the description if you're looking at it on the link. And then the other big difference is the blade. Still, you have S35VN, but still 14C28N for the budget version. So, yeah, I could not be more okay with that. I know it's not typical to spend $150 on 14C28N folding knives, but I can also say there is no other folding knife out there with the level of milling and overall manufacturing that goes into it. I think it's a very, very strong value. I really do like it. I'm a big fan of both of these knives. I know people are going to ask me in the comments, which one would you pick? Well, I picked both of them, and I'd recommend either one of them to anyone. I don't care if you want to spend a lot of money or less money or try the other end. There's nothing wrong with either one of these knives. The Couture is really, really, really climbing up my list of favorite companies in terms of just what they offer, the creativity in their designs, and the action. Oh my God, the flipping action on this knife, on both of these knives are phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. The thumb studs both work great, no issue at all. They did a really, really smart thing with these thumb studs. They angled them down, and then they also put the milling lines in the same direction as which you should push the thumb stud out with. Makes it very easy to keep that traction and just kick that blade out. So love what they did there. It's a nice little detail. And I'm just so impressed with the quality of detent on their frame locks. Because that is something that in the past, I've seen a lot of inconsistencies from companies across the board in terms of nice, firm detents on frame locks. It must be in the manufacturing process where sometimes I find that the detents can be a little soft on frame locks. Not this one. It's on point. And then this one here with the liner lock, it's just as good. I can't say it's better. I really cannot say it's better, but this is so good. This is equally amazing. So yeah, this is just an awesome thing what Couture is doing here, guys. They've got some really good designs out with some really renowned makers, and they're making premium versions, and then they're also making more affordable versions. I could not be happier to see what they're bringing to the table and the knife community in general. They're doing some really, really cool things. I've got a couple other Couture to show you, one other Couture to show you later in the week that I think everyone's going to enjoy as well. But this one is just, it's such a amazing offering in terms of value, level of manufacturing and milling. Amazing machining going on here. I mean, this is all texture. You feel everything you see here. So it's really good, really precise. And I'm just so happy they decided to give everybody a budget version to consider buying. So I really, really like that a whole lot. And yes, I know $150 isn't exactly budget, but it's a budget version compared to a $275 knife. So there's my thoughts on the Buckhorn. It is an amazing knife. It is easily one of the best knives of the year, and now it's more affordable than ever. So I hope someone enjoyed this idea from Couture as much as I did, and I hope everyone's picking one of these up because they are definitely worth checking out. Excellent knives. Excellent stuff coming on from Couture. And I have a lot to bring you guys this week. A lot of diversity, a lot of different companies and brands to talk about. Some new knives, some new versions. Gonna be a great week. Hope you all stick along and enjoy the ride with me. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.